Hey y'all, Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm so glad. First of all, Sisters with Voices got you weak in the knees. Shouts out to SWV. But yeah, there's gonna be no Real Housewives of Atlanta. The reunion's not coming on to next week. It's not coming on this week for whatever reason. So good, I can get this video out and talk to y'all here. Okay, so Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's see. Kelly's girls are adorable. It's tough raising four girls by herself and with ex-husband / baby daddy who refused to help and do anything. It's just wild how some people think that you can only be in a relationship, like to think that you have to be with that person's in this case with Kelly, some people, I'm not saying this is the case, but this just made me think of this. Some people feel like if you're not in a relationship, you don't have to do for the kids, even though they're your kids. Ain't that wild? Some people feel like, oh, I ain't with your mama no more. Then, them kids, Ain't that crazy? Who asked to be here? I tell you, people's mindset, you just, oh Lord, it's so scary. Life, relationships, you just don't know who you with at the end of the day. People will flip on you for less than a dime, child. So what is that? A nickel and a penny, I guess. So it's a mess. We are praying for Portia and Lauren and the entire family for losing cousin Londi. I have not seen yet the specifics of how she passed. The way that Portia was talking, because she said that Lauren was on the phone with her, and she said like an hour later, she was no longer here. So I don't know if it was self-inflicted or what. But I'm completely praying for all of them. Because that's horrible. My God. God rest her soul. And Phaedra Parks is doing the homegoing. So, child, that's right up Phaedra's alley, child. And at the end of the day, Phaedra's going to do a good job. This is her business. And this is her reputation. And outside of everything else Phaedra is, when it comes to that, she's right. I'm sure. So what else is going on? There was a weird scene between Ralph and Drew. More gaslighting, more BS from Ralph. Him asking Drew, how did we get here? How did we get here, Drew? Just, what are we talking about? What you want? And then he ended up talking about, he just wanted, because when he's in the basement, he has to call Drew and ask, can he come upstairs? And he just wanted to know if he can be around his kids, because apparently the court orders are saying that he can't be around his kids, or he has to ask permission to be around his kids like through the week or whatever. And so he's getting tired of that. And so she was just like, it's fine. You can be around your kids. I'm never going to stop you from being around your kids and blah, blah, blah. And apparently, Ralph is still in the basement. So I just don't know. I would just hate that arrangement, honestly. It's just so weird. Yeah, just get a hotel, child. Just, I don't know. Go stay at your cousin's house. I don't know. I just want to be bothered with that asking for permission thing and all the things. And if we're being honest, when it's Drew's time to be away from the house, Ralph is doing what he wants to do and bringing in who he wants to bring in, I feel, in my mind. So why even, I just want to be bothered, child. If we broke it up, I don't want to see you. We broken up. Like, it's just, God. Anyway. So, let me see. Let me think. Britt had a scene where she brought her mom's side of the family and her husband's side of the family. And it was sweet. We saw the other sister. the oldest sister. I think her name is Tiara, or Tiara. She looks just like the middle sister, Sherry, I think is her name. And it was cute to see them all together and seemingly getting along. Shamia had a showcase. Shouts out to Shamia. She's beautiful. She looked great in her showcase. All the outfit changes. It was lovely. I felt like more went to the details. I felt like more went to the aesthetic of the performance than the other part of the performance. Look, Shamia has a beautiful voice. She can sing. We know this. But sometimes it don't always translate when it comes to live performances and live. It's really difficult. I'm not going to sit here and shame Shamia or say anything bad. As a person who have bombed before while singing. And she didn't bomb at all, but it just wasn't precise and as clean vocally as it could have been, because she can definitely do better because she's good. She can definitely sing. So, like I said, I felt like more went to the aesthetic of everything than making sure the vocals was down packed, from her vocals to the background vocals and everything. Nobody sounded bad. Nobody did bad, but it could have been better for sure. Drew was shading Shamia on her vocals. I think it's par for the course. Shamia shaded Drew constantly, right? So, whatever. Let me see. What else, child? Phaedra and Shaq, they're still doing their thing. You know, we met Shaq on Married to Medicine. Phaedra's having fun. Why not? She's not interested in getting married, and I don't blame her, really. Let's see. Is there anything else that happened? Angela, she had a conversation with her therapist, her and Charles' therapist. She says that she wants to prove the haters wrong, and that she wants to tell the haters that you can't mess with me, and whoop to whoop and that kind of stuff. The lady, I can tell she feels like it's unnecessary, but Angela's going to do what she wants to do, and she's tired of people messing with her and Charles. She says that Charles is handsome. She says that he has money, he has fame. I think that 2 out of 3 ain't bad. And y'all figure out which one. And so I was just like, okay. But you've been with this man for how long? And you've taken how much? And so, whatever. Apparently she sold some homes, but she's still kind of in debt with the homes and stuff. And so we're going to pray for her. But Angela has a permanent seat on Real Housewives of Atlanta in my mind for the next couple of years. So she'll make that money back. She'll be all right. If she don't blow it all. But she'll make that money back, because Angela's definitely a front runner on Real Housewives of Atlanta now. She's definitely proven herself for at least 2 more seasons. So congratulations, Angela. So what else is going on? Anything else happen? Any little small scenes? No. So I guess we could just get to the big thing where they Charles and Angela, they had their like award ceremony where they was honoring people. They honored Portia in her help with her grandfather's foundation, Hosea Feed the Hungry. We learned about that on a little bit more about that on a Portia's Family Matters show. Child, it was a mess, wasn't it? But yeah. And Londi was definitely instrumental with that. Londi is Portia's cousin on her daddy's side. So I guess it was her uncle or whatever. Or maybe her granddaddy. Maybe. So, we're just praying for them. And, Portia got emotional. Portia's dress was absolutely gorgeous. Portia is stunning, stunning, stunning. At Shamia's event, Britt and Shamia got into it. Y'all, I'm kind of on Britt's side in this situation. I am. Britt brought up the fact that Shamia, the night when Kelly, Shamia, and Britt hung out, Shamia, they were drinking, having a good time. She said Shamia pulled out text messages about Portia, how she really don't fool with her, and blah, blah, blah. We've heard this mess from Angela. We've heard it from Britt. We've heard it from Drew. Like, it's so many people that's saying this, it can't be true. Everybody's just not jealous of you and Portia's relationship, Shamia. I know the kind of friendship you're in with Portia. I've been in that friendship for years. So I understand your position. But you have been talking about Portia, and I'm sure Portia's been talking about you. Y'all have been friends since high school, since junior high. At that, it's so much to talk about. It's so much that y'all families have gone through together, separately. There's so many ins and outs, so many different family members making comment. Like, it's just so much history. It's so much to say. And I think that I can see both sides of the coin. I think that Shamia has held her true feelings in about how Portia has treated her for so long. And now it's finally coming out on the show, and it just looks bad that it's coming out in this public way where you have a platform to discuss it now. Does that make sense? It's like it's kind of taking advantage of the opportunity. It's like, okay, well, you've been doing me wrong for years behind the scenes, and so now I got this peach. I'm gonna publicly come for you the way that you have privately came for me all these years and make me feel whatever. Not saying this is a fact, but this is just what I feel is happening between Portia and Shamia. But it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but everything don't last forever, and we'll see what the reunion brings, child. It's a lot. It's a lot. Because now the mamas are involved. Shamia's mama, Portia mama, the sisters. It's just, see, now it's a whole thing. Now it's a family war now, and it's sad, child. But I'll be having my popcorn, y'all. So what else is going on? That's why I put my family on TV, child, please. Let me see. We get to the main event. We meet the guy, Marcus, who came by, and allegedly, I think he's like a manager, a restaurant owner or something. Like, sir, why would you involve yourself in this? These shows, especially Atlanta Housewives, is notorious for getting somebody gay to come on and play the messy role for like an episode or two and be somebody's assistant or creative director or whatever it is. And they always come along and spread tea. It just perpetuates stereotypes about black men, about black gay men in particular. And it's just annoying. It's just like, they always get a gay to come and do some stuff. And I'm just like, child, Charles was finna box him up out of there, wasn't he? I said, Lord have mercy, Charles. I said, well, he came around there, and Angela, no, let him stay. He's going to hear this. Charles is so, he's so completely different from Angela, and it seems, in how they handle situations. And so I can definitely see why they clash a lot. Because Charles don't care about a lot of stuff, or he just sweep things under the rug, or he pretends to sweep things under the rug. But anyway, publicly, he just shows a lot of stuff don't bother him usually. But Angela, she's the type, she wants to get in on the case. She wants to confront the person. She wants to, so they just have two different ways of dealing with things. But the guy sat down and he said that, Phaedra is the godfather of Atlanta. He said that Phaedra was the one that gave him the tea on Angela and all that. And it's just a mess. It was funny. It was the key. Is this something out of Phaedra's wheelhouse? No. Is this something Phaedra could do? Sure. Do I necessarily believe Phaedra did it? Not necessarily. I feel like, I was wondering why Phaedra came on so late in the season. I think they already had they was dealing with the fallout between Britt and Kenya, and they was just like, well, we know Phaedra coming, and Phaedra's on board, and so how we gonna usher Phaedra in, blah blah blah. I think that this is just this whole big bomb at the end. It's just a setup for next season for Phaedra, because I'm sure she's coming back full time, and also Angela and the whole thing. Portia was kikied in her confessionals. I was hollering. Portia said that she think that this is something that Angela set up. Something that made me wonder when Angela was trying to calm Charles down from putting Marcus out. She was just like, no, I got this. Trust me, trust me, trust me, trust me. Y'all heard her. Now, Angela, I know you ain't setting your whole storylines and stuff up for yourself for your marriage, girl. Because what's going to happen is that eventually it's going to come to fruition, and eventually all the stuff that you claiming, if it's for a storyline that's not really happening, it's going to happen for real, sis. I'm not saying you're like that, but I wouldn't play with my marriage like this if you are. I don't know. I don't necessarily believe Phaedra's doing this. Why should she care? But maybe. Storyline, a check. Hey, I don't know. I don't see what Phaedra really get out of it at this point, especially considering her reputation and how she ended on the Housewives and now she back. It would kind of be completely silly for her to do this to herself. But I don't know. What y'all think in the comment section? Do y'all believe this whole thing with Phaedra, that Phaedra did it, had something to do with it? I don't know. I don't know who to believe, what to believe. Britt, you should have came. You should have came to the reunion. I hate that you're now suing Bravo allegedly. I heard that she's trying to drop the lawsuit. I don't know what's going to happen with Britt, but Britt is not going to be at the reunion. So who knows? Because I think that as she came, I think that as the season went on, because we were already designed to be against Britt because of the Kenya thing. And because of the history we have with Kenya, we don't know Britt and the whole thing, right? But as the episodes progressed, way past Kenya leaving, I started to see Britt, and these past couple of episodes, I've been on Britt's side with a lot of stuff. They just completely flipped and turned on her. They did. She's not innocent, but she haven't done nothing to those girls the way that she was coming at Kenya. But the way she hasn't really came at these other girls in the same way. So the way that they're kind of just like flipping on her and the whole thing, it's just weird and strange. It's strange and weird. But I don't know. I gotta go. I'm Mr. Chalaki. Mr. Chalaki on Google Plus. Follow me at Iskinsware, Instagram and Twitter, at Iskinsware89 on Snapchat, Chase King on Facebook, Mr. Chalaki on Cash App, PayPal, Chasey Boy on TikTok, and as always, run me my money or run me my fade. Run me my money the way I get paid. Stay black, stay tuned. I'll see you guys later. Bye.